Hello, I'm back with a pretty junk journal. I call this one Pretty Bird because of the words on this digital. This is the same digital kit that I used for the last book that I made, the Evangeline one, and I still don't know the name of it and I can't find it. I switched computers. I had to get a new computer and I think I may have lost that digital kit, so I can't find the name of it. But I'm pretty sure it's Ephemera's Vintage Garden. So I just love the papers. So I made one journal with it, and I had enough papers because I supplement it with coffee dyed papers and pattern papers. So I had enough to do 2 books. So I used some gold, Inca gold paint around the edges and a little bit on the image here. It's just a pink, well, I can't remember what color. I guess it was a pink book. Yeah, it's a pink book, which I thought was great because the chair is pink. And then I used this pink fabric duct tape to cover the spine. It has 3 signatures with a 5-hole pamphlet stitch. And then I covered the stitches with this pretty rosette type of lace trim that I found at Hobby Lobby, I believe. And then I put this lace on, which is also from Hobby Lobby, either Hobby Lobby or Walmart. I used my last Tim Holtz hitch post, so I hope I can find some more, and a hair tie. First of all, I stuck some pages in here I have to remove. These are pages that I wanted to include, and then I ended up I didn't put them in because I just finished writing in a book that I made that had 4 signatures and it was pretty fat and I had a hard time writing in it. So I thought I would just limit the pages. It does have a lot of pages. It's got 3 signatures and I think there's about 8 pages, 8 sheets of paper folded in each signature. So there's a lot of writing room in there. And whatever I do with this book, if I swap it or sell it or something, I'll just include these pages with it so the recipient can have those for another project. So, I put this on with matte Mod Podge, and I really like the smooth way it feels. I think I prefer this over gloss now. I put some more trim here. This is Mod Podged on, and it's from a book of music. It was a student's book, piano student, and used my This Book Belongs to stamp. And I just found this stamp on clearance at Hobby Lobby, and I love owls, so I bought that. And then the Story Begins stamp I used on this tag, and this is a paper clip. And I don't have a lot of bird stamps because I like the image of birds, but I don't know, I just don't buy bird stamps or bird things. But I have a few stamps, and so I used them throughout the book, and then I had this little washi tape that Lee Pogue just sent me in with the swap that we did. So thank you, Lee. So there's one, and most of the bird stamps I have, there was a whole set of them that somebody sent me in a swap, and I can't remember who it was, but I do use them, and I use them all in this book. This is from a cabinet card that I own. It's not nobody that I'm related to. It was from some photos that I bought at a thrift store. And I just made a copy of it onto ivory cardstock, and I stitched around it and punched a little tab pull there. And this is scrap coffee dyed paper, and then coffee dyed tag, and these 2 stamps are also from that set of stamps that someone gave me. This is a little bag that, I got 3 swaps recently with lots of goodies in them, and I'm just afraid if I start saying who sent me what, I'm going to get it wrong. But I know this was in the Flowish journal that Jill Robertson sent me. And this may have been from her or from Lee. This is Ephemera's Vintage Garden. So I have a lot of tags in here that are from Tsunami Rose, her printable, her ephemera kits. She has a lot of ephemera kits, and I have the one that has all these flower, it looks like seed packets and flower advertising and things. And some of them I stitched to coffee dyed paper if they were printed on just copy paper, and the ones that were printed on cardstock I just used distress ink on the backs. So you'll see quite a few of those cards in there, and you'll see a lot of Ephemera's Vintage Garden freebies. There's another paper clip that I decorated, and this bag was sent to me from someone, and I don't know what this person made these bags out of, but this paper is really neat. She made me, I don't know, probably 5 or more bags, and they're all different. The pictures are all different, but it's the same type of paper, and I love it. And I had this card, and I just stitched around the edges of it and stamped and distressed it. I gotta move a little faster, I think. This pocket is stitched on. I stitched along the top of it for reinforcing, and then this one is stitched to copy dyed paper, and then this is a tag that I made. Well, I bought the tag, I just stamped on it and distressed it. Ledger paper. This one has a diagonal pocket. And a card, copy dyed card, and then ephemera's, no, Tsunami Rose. This is the rest of that border piece that you saw previously that Susan Broussard sent me in my flow book. This little sack has a scrap of coffee dyed tissue paper on it. And then Lee had sent me some die cuts, and this is one of them. I used light colored ink to stamp this big flourish because it would take up a lot of room on the page, and I wanted the person to be able to write over it. This is a vintage envelope and card. I won't remove it all the way, but it opens up. It's folded 4, so it opens up into a sheet, so there's lots of room for writing. This is from, I think it's from, I don't remember. It's a digital. I'm not going to say because I'll say it wrong. But I just stitched that to copy dyed paper. There's a stamp. This is the other side of that bag. I used this piece of trim that someone had sent me. Very interesting trim. And it just has a copy dyed index card, which I corner punched. I found this stamp at Hobby Lobby last week, and their stamps were 50% off, I think. This is also from Lee. This on the edge cut of a fleur-de-lis. It looks like a wrought iron fence. Really neat. And someone sent me this. This might have been in a mysterious rack that I received, a small envelope of goodies, and I received several from the same person, several envelopes. And this was in one of them, and I just think it's so pretty and delicate. It's really nice paper. There's a bird stamp that I have. I think that's a Stampin' Up! Stamp. I love that peacock. And this was also at Hobby Lobby. Proceed as if success is inevitable. They were 50% off, so that made them really good prices. They were $2 or $3. There's that. Music paper. And I just glued on a piece of manuscript paper for writing music onto. And then this is a bag I purchased from Lori Jagadish's shop. I'm not going to put this back in because I inadvertently punched both sides of that bag, so it's a little bit tricky to get the opening going there. This is an idea I got from one of Lee Pogue's videos, and it's book page, old book page, and then 2 doilies and a printable. Printable here. The diagonal pocket. This is just a folder that came with a K & Company scrapbooking kit from years ago. A couple of stickers, and this is a stamp that I have. This is some trim and an index card, coffee dyed, and it's got a tab on it. Ledger paper, This is vintage ledger paper here. A couple of tags, and there's another one of those folders from K & Company, and I stitched it together. And so there's a pocket back here and a pocket here. And this is an envelope that someone made for me in one of those swaps. And I put a couple of, there's a game card and a vintage playing card. Put some tickets up here and just put a little coffee dyed tag there. And this just is a sheet of paper for journaling. This has a coffee dyed index card. This one has a side loading pocket, and it's got a couple of vintage postcards and a vintage game scoring sheet. Glassine bag with a tag, and it's attached with washi so it can be journaled on behind it. This is from a book, not a vintage book, but the picture is vintage looking. And then pocket there and a couple of tags that I cut with my Cricut. This I made it's one of those photos that came with a digital kit. Someone sent me this little lace piece, which I love. Someone sent me this, gorgeous, and I stitched a piece of lace to the top of this printable. And again, the vintage book page behind the doily. The tracing paper pocket. I love how crinkly it is, and it's coffee dyed. This is a bag that Lori Jagadish sent me. More tickets and another little coffee dyed tag. And I bought this stamp at Hobby Lobby at 50% off too. Isn't it pretty? And then this pocket. I just take the coffee dyed scrap of paper, fold it over so it looks so the white edge shows, zigzag it, and stitch it to the page. And then there's a vintage library pocket here, which was all written on and everything, so I covered it up. This is 2 pieces of paper patched together to cover that, and then this came from a piece of packaging which has some definitions on it, and I love it. And then a coffee dyed library card. And there you go. This is the Pretty Bird Vintage Journal. Thanks for watching.